Beyond the podium, we're joined today by Congressman Seth Magaziner, who represents Rhode Island's 2nd Congressional District in Washington. Welcome, Congressman.
Great to be here.
We want to start first in your own words. What differentiates you from your opponent in this race?
You know, I have a real track record of delivering for working Rhode Islanders. When I was state treasurer, I led an enormous school construction program that is building new schools in Cranston and Johnston and Warwick and all across our district. In Congress, I have been leading on issues like paid time off for workers and cracking down on wage theft and more funding for career and technical education. And I've worked across the aisle with Democrats and Republicans when it's been good for Rhode Island. So I have a track record of fighting for working people that I look forward to continuing if the voters will elect me to another term.
And explain what you think is the most important issue in this race.
Well, in Rhode Island, it still costs, and we've made progress, right? So the cost of gas in Rhode Island is now back down below $3 a gallon, and Stop and Shop just announced that they're lowering prices on a lot of food items, but we still got more work to do. So costs is still the biggest issue, and we've made progress, but there's more work to do.
And how do you think you're uniquely qualified to address it?
Well, I've shown an ability to work on both sides of the aisle. So even though I'm a Democrat, I have worked with Republicans on some of my biggest bills. I've worked on bills with Republicans like Dan Crenshaw from Texas on cybersecurity. I even have a bill with J.D. Vance, the Republican nominee for vice president, on student loans. So I think it's important in Congress to be able to work with people on both sides, not just your own party.
What's a policy or an issue on which your mind has changed over time?
Term limits. You know, I used to be against term limits. I used to think that elections could serve as term limits, but now that I've been in politics for a while, I've seen that I think it can be healthy to force some turnover in leadership from time to time.
What is a question you wish someone would ask you, and why?
You know, I wish that people would ask me more about the bill that I'm most excited about that I introduced. It's called the PTO Act. It would guarantee at least 10 vacation days for all workers nationally.
Who is your political hero, and why?
You know, I've always admired Abraham Lincoln, President Lincoln, because he was a unifier in a time of division.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Take your job seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously.
Get to know your candidates and watch all of our interviews with politicians running for office in our area on our website, turner10.com.